Also brought to you by iBleedIndie.com, your one-stop shop for all your horror rentals and purchases. Don't waste $10 on a soda, relax at home with iBleedIndie.com.
As well as the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest-running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Hello! We're up here in the top corner. Welcome to Gorecast, hashtag 39.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened there.
9!
So we unfortunately it didn't land in for our Killer Clown episode because it would have been a right old fit in for it. But we have Christopher Douglas Olen Ray, the director of Circus Kane, which is this really cool
it's so much fun
carnival-y kind of super horror with some evil clowns and crazy stuff like that. So we're going to be talking about that in a moment. But first, I'm going to go into the computer keyboard and let kids take it away for a moment.
Yay! So I'd just like to start off by saying welcome, Christopher, to the show. It's brilliant to have you on, and you did a fantastic work because that film was awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The story itself, it's I love the whole funhouse theme, but the whole notion of you get a lot of people in Ireland we have the Nightmare Factory. The notion is you get brought in around this thing and it's like this tour of various different scary rooms and things like that, and there's a few other events like that, and I loved how the entire film felt like you were being drawn into that situation. I know it's the premise for the characters, but just the way the delivery is, you're kind of sitting there kind of going, okay, this is cool, I want to see what kind of scary stuff you're going to do to try and freak these people out, and it's just it was fun.
Well, it was fun. What we did was we looked at escape rooms, and we actually took the actors, before we started filming, we took all the actors to one of the escape rooms in Hollywood to kind of get them used to that idea of going from room to room.
Cool. There's the look of the film itself, the clowns themselves are fucking terrifying. There's one of them, I love the way you see him at first, and he looks like a creepy enough clown, and then later on his teeth, he just opens his mouth and how exactly...
I have to say that your sound effects for everything that's going on now are absolutely superb.
That's how fucking into the film I was. You saw me sitting there.
I saw the clown and I was like, Gah! And then he had teeth and I was like, Grr! And I was like, Gah!
Man, you saw me sitting there watching the film. You tried to say something at one point and it actually took you 2 solid minutes to get my attention, so I was like, what?
Yeah, it's very hard to, once you get stuck into it, it's very hard to pull yourself away from the actual...
And part of that was things like that fucking clown with the fucking razor sharp teeth. Crap, you made me forget my original point. Oh yeah, that was it.
Teeth, no.
The practical effects and stuff.
Vincent Agostini from VGP created those clowns, and he ended up having 2 different masks, one before we saw the teeth and one after. And then Bill Voorhees is the guy playing the clown. So with him, and he was a clown, I guess, a while back. So this combination of the 2 things helped play into that character, especially with the saw box.
Yeah, that was... You did... I liked how it went from being kind of, you can tell what's coming. But the way the clowns do it, it's like, we're just having a practical joke. It's all fun and games. It's still all fun and games.
But it's just that prosthetics and stuff have kind of advanced so much that you could...
Theoretically,
it's very hard to actually tell, are you looking at someone getting murdered or not?
Yeah. How did you go about... where did the story for it come from?
It came from myself, James Coleman Bresic.
So we had on the show before.
Talking about it and wanting to go with kind of the House on Haunted Hill, as we talked about, and intertwine them with the escape rooms, which was going on now. It's so popular. And we're trying to find a way to do it to where it wasn't just about the escape rooms, and it wasn't just about the same concept from House on Haunted Hill. And that's, we kind of came up with the middle.
Yeah, watching the film, there were a lot of times where I was like, okay, it's clearly inspired or a take or a version of, but the feel is House on Haunted Hill. But then at the same time, there was also, because of the way there was you had Kane coming through with the videos at the start. It also kind of felt like Atmosphere, actually. That old board game Nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, we a lot of reviews are kind of pinpointing on it. We pulled from a lot of different films.
Yeah.
To kind of do it. The monitors, we actually did that practically, and we shot all of Kane's stuff on day one, and then we created the videos that we showed on the monitors throughout the film. It helped with the actors and kind of added to the feel of the movie. But yeah, we definitely pulled from other horror films that we enjoyed or admired.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I mean, in this day and age, it's hard to make a film without drawing influences from the stuff that you grew up watching, because hey, you're the one that's going to sit there going, I want to do something like that. And it shines true in this film. Like I said, you're watching it, it feels similar to House on Haunted Hill, but different enough that it doesn't feel like a rip-off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's mixed in all these other things that, once again, you might be able to point and say, oh, well, that's similar to this film or that's similar to that film. But at the same time, you manage to draw them together in your own unique way, so that it's one of those rare occasions where I was actually sitting there going, I want to actually be there. I want to be going through this house. I want to be fucking seeing these videos. I want to be there fucking when the lads arrive on to pick them up. It just really drew you in the whole way that you did it.
The way you kind of reveal the backgrounds about the characters and stuff as well is really, like, it's not this just overload of information. You get these little tidbits or little insights into how they are, and you're going to really feel for them throughout the movie.
Well, we want to do something where, like you're saying, we understand that you're not going to care about them completely because we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
But we tried the best we could to introduce the characters with enough information to where it wasn't just a bunch of unknown.
Yeah.
And they were fast enough so people don't get bored.
Yeah. That's usually a big thing.
The pacing in this is brilliant. You don't get a chance to think.
Usually a big thing we have when it comes to some films is the drawn-out introduction to characters or the drawn-out narrative to explain situations, things like that. And you're sitting there for ages, you're kind of going, come on, get to the fun parts. But no, with this, it was kind of like quick, it was snappy. You're drawn in with the intro, which kind of sets up Kane and sets the hook for the nice little twist that you have in there, sets you up to start guessing, kind of going, okay, I wonder who this person's going to eventually be. And to be fair, I actually kind of half forgot about them halfway through, but you did everything really, really nice, snappy. As I said, it draws you in. It makes you want to actually be there, be one of the people going along with this thing. It's certainly a hell of a lot better than some of the stuff that we've seen setup-wise.
Well, James and Zach did a really good job, I think, with the script, and then, of course, finding the right actors to pull it all off was the other key to all of it.
Yeah, there was, to be honest, there was a couple of them in there. I was going, oh, I know him as well. His voice sounds really familiar.
And there was it's the kid from Jerry Maguire's in it as well, isn't it?
Yes, Jonathan Lipnicki.
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Yeah.
So, because I hadn't seen, it was mad, because literally I think the last thing I had seen him in was Jerry Maguire, so he was like this big in Jerry Maguire, and now he's like all grown up. So.
You were saying that you took the actors to the escape rooms. I assume that's one of those places whereby they're stuck in and they have to try and solve riddles or something to get out, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they take you into a room and there's a theme. We did two different themes. We took them to like a witchcraft theme and to a zombie theme. And they basically take you into a room with a team. They lock you inside and say good luck. And the idea is to find the keys to basically get the door opened again.
And how did they fare?
Everyone got out.
Nice.
Both sets of teams got out and with time to spare. So, and then what we did too on the day of, the sets themselves were freestanding before the cast showed up. So we actually didn't show them the set until the day of filming.
Nice.
And like the head in the headroom, we didn't actually let them play with it until we shot the scene. So the girl pulling the eye out, it actually was probably one of the very first times she touched the head. So it was really kind of, the reactions were pretty good.
Yeah, I have to say, if to be perfectly honest, the way you're describing how you set the scenes up, it shows when you're actually watching the film just because of the reactions that they get. So fair dues for actually going along and making it actually what. No, I wanted to be part of the film. I'd love to have been there and I have to do that for the first time. It sounds awesome.
Oh, everyone had a good time. I mean, the blood splattering on the window. We didn't tell the actors exactly what we were going to do. You know, they knew something was coming, but you know, so there's stuff like that we tried to have some fun with the actors as well.
Was there any times when perhaps you managed to get one over too good on the actors?
No, I mean most of them were prepared for it. I think the closest we did was the pendulum room.
Yeah,
we had told it was all practical. So they showed up, and we had people on either side of the hallways basically swinging these pendulums. The actors initially weren't exactly sure what to do until they, as some of the stuff that was rubber, and we did the best we could to make sure that they actually had to deal with jumping from stump to stump and try to dodge the pendulums and.
And how how heavy and sharp were the real life practical pendulums?
Oh no, it was rubber. They were fake. Yeah, one of the actors took them over and over again. So if they were real, we would have had to find new actors.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Once again, considering the theme of the film and considering how a few of the characters are going into kind of going, oh, this is all a show. Once again, I can only applaud your directorial talents for sticking your actors quite literally into the frying pan every single time. Sorry, it's just...
Out of curiosity, just because, as you said, it was all kind of practical sets and practical monsters and everything like that, what sort of budget were you working with, out of curiosity?
Lower than you would think. I mean, it was SAG ULB, which means we were under $250,000.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow. That actually, it actually does not look remotely under $250,000. Like when you guys get to see this in September, this is silky smooth, for lack of a better description. Like,
especially considering the amount of the rooms, the way that you have them set up. Some of that stuff, there's one with hooks and body parts and things hanging, and the prosthetics on some of the guys. Yeah, I would have thought you were working with a bigger budget than that, especially considering, as once again, you have actors that are in it that...
Well, even what's the best way of describing this, because I don't like the kind of the heated room, for lack of a
pendulum room?
The pendulum.
Yeah, the pendulum room. Like, I mean, that was a serious looking set, like.
Yeah.
Like, I believed people were getting melted.
It's the coloration, everything in that room was practical. The smoke and stuff, of course, was not.
Oh,
that was visual effect in that room.
Well, the smoke's digital.
Smoke. Wow. Yes.
Okay. Madness. I would have thought it would have just been a smoke machine or something.
So, to have to smoke up a stage and keep it in the room, you were talking about killing my actors. I just couldn't do it.
I won't lie to you. If anyone saw some of the still shots from our American Horror's promo shoot, because we were using a smoke machine in a very small space. Entertaining.
We couldn't see more than at one point, I couldn't see more than 2 feet in front of me. There was that much smoke in the room. It was just, what the fuck? We got
one take of 60 seconds to 90 seconds, and after that, we had to leave it about a half an hour before we could do anything else.
Yeah. I wish we could afford digital smoke. That would have worked better. No, probably wouldn't.
No, you see, the smoke was for, like... We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I suppose now would be a good time to maybe jump into the trailer and let everyone see some of this visual delight that is Circus Kane, and let you see what we're on about. And then we'll be back talking to Christopher Douglas Olen Ray a little bit more about the movie. Click it.
I take it we all got that creepy golden ticket invitation?
You have been invited to survive one night, and you walk away with $250,000.
This guy is like king of the traveling horror show.
Balthazar Kane?
He just wants to get everybody hyped about his return.
Who can survive the Circus Kane?
Is that a real chainsaw?
A sick joke?
This is not good.
We're getting out of here.
What's that sound?
No! Son of a bitch! You could have killed me!
You can do it! Look at me! Get me! Let's go!
And then there were one.
Good luck.
Done just in time. And we're back. So that's a little bit of Circus Kane. So I'll let you take it away. You had a good question there.
It wasn't really a question so much as
statement.
Yeah, just complimenting the Balthazar Kane himself, the way he pulled that off from the very beginning. Just the prologue of the film is basically Balthazar Kane addressing his child, pupil, student, and protege. Oh God.
Yeah. I believe that's how it's pronounced.
I believe it's not.
Okay.
Giving a handy little life lesson into what can be believed and can't be believed. But he really did a fantastic job. His presence, I think, especially for the videos, really worked to draw people in. It was fantastic work.
It's actually, he manages to keep himself in your brain throughout the whole movie, even though initially he's very kind of flashy as to how he appears, if you know what I mean. It's just little quick glimpses of him here and there.
Even the scenes of him in the video, a lot of those scenes, you don't actually see him. He's silhouetted.
Yeah.
And yet you're still kind of going, man, this guy feels creepy as fuck. It was a class job.
Oh, no, Tim does a great job. Tim Abel. And then with the first scene, if you pay attention to it, the clown that he's talking to in the very beginning is the same actor that plays the clown later on.
Cool.
The one with the teeth. The clown is in the...
In the opening, when Balthazar Kane is talking to the clown and the kid walks in, that clown is the clown later on.
I was thinking as much, but it kind of...
Yeah. It's the same actor and everything, so...
Nice.
That's cool.
But no, he does a great job. I mean, considering the amount of days he worked in the film and to be throughout the film the way he is, character plays constantly.
That reminds me, how much time did it take? I mean, I know the clown costumes are one thing, but there was other actors that had to put on prosthetics and stuff. How long did it take to get all that stuff done while you were shooting, per day?
The clown, I think, was like about 2 hours, and Kane, I think, was 3 to 4 hours.
He looked savage by the end of it, man. So it was it was 3 or 4 hours well worth it. And fair play for him to sit and still while he did it.
He was nearly... There was this kind of... Just with the way the skin was all distorted and stuff, there was this kind of Freddy Kruegerishness, although I suppose that would actually totally make sense.
He reminded me of Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he did remind me totally of Rob Zombie.
We pulled from different imagery to create Kane. Part of the look came from mostly the hair idea, but then the burn came from a different character, the outfit from a different character. You know, trying to show examples to somebody. You know, I find photos online that match with what we're looking for.
Yeah.
I just, as a character, I liked how his entire thing is just about being the showman. He's here to put on a show, and everyone is going to pay attention to it, whether they want to or not.
I like the methodology he had for getting everyone there, the kind of the hook that he gave them.
Yeah,
to actually get... Well, no, not just the money, but, it was in... he made it look like it was a social media advertising kind of promotion, I suppose.
I like the fact that he appealed to each specific character's traits. You know, he sends a golden videotape to the
comic book guy.
I was going to say video store guy, but it's not really a video store anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's text messaged in to other people. It's an alert on social media for the movie reviewer and other stuff. It was a cool way of really sinking in that you know exactly who you're inviting to get, well, butchered, for want of a better term, in your little show.
He wants to use their idea of following for his own, end. It was all about him. So
there's a couple of nice little touches whereby it's a case of, I know once again you're trying to play off the characters, they're being somewhat stereotypical, but just the reactions, like at first that scene, the first kill scene, where they're all there and they're debating whether or not it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And you're sitting there yourself kind of going, you know what, if I was in that position, yeah, I wonder if I'd think it was real or if I'd think it was fake as well. Because like you were saying with the prosthetics and everything.
Yeah, it's very easy to make people think you're actually murdering someone now.
Which is why I thought it was cool that you're able to keep this almost for the characters. You're almost able to keep them in a state of suspending disbelief until that first proper in-your-face kill happens. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's game on.
Well, we wanted to kind of keep that facade going. That's why even the chainsaw is a toy.
Yeah.
You know, it's supposed to be a toy. That's the whole kicker to it, is that when you actually look at it, everyone say, "Oh, it's a fake chainsaw." Well, yeah, but now the chainsaw just chopped the kid in half. You know, so that's why the argument is there. They have a good reason to be arguing about it.
Sorry, I just keep getting flashes of the two lads going, "It's fake, it's real, it's fake, it's real." I really think this is fake, or it's real. Considering, yeah, that was the other side of it. I love how you worked in the social media thing, in that people would, regardless of whether or not it's actually real or not, they'd just go ahead and they'd fucking stick a camera up and take a picture of someone that's probably getting dismembered in front of them in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was, except we wanted to kind of play with what people would actually be doing. You know, that's why when they're watching the video, Nicky pulls up the camera and starts recording what he's watching.
Yeah.
You know, it's stuff like that, you know, people today are still doing. And, you know, we wanted to have some fun with it.
There was something else we noticed, and we're not sure whether it was a deliberate social commentary or not, but it certainly seemed like it to us, where a certain character is walking out of a house and he's confronted by law enforcement, and you hear, you know...
They fire a warning shot straight through his face.
Yeah, there's a shot. It's clearly a headshot, and don't move or I'll fire a warning shot. You're sitting there going...
Because we were like, what sort of warning shot is that? And I was like, it could be a social commentary on...
We wanted to have fun with it. I mean, that's really what it came down to. Yeah, I mean, you get shot in the side of the head, so in any reality that would drop a normal person.
Oh no, it didn't even faze him. Inconvenience more so than anything.
It was just the line following it of "Stop, or I'll fire a warning shot." What?
Jesus, the first warning shot was through his face.
But no, there was a couple of.
Sorry.
I was just saying, yeah, it's definitely amazing. Getting shot in the forehead.
Yeah, it's just, you're really not expecting it at all, because he says warning shot.
Well, he says that after he shoots him in the head.
Regardless. He reminded me, as I said to him earlier, he reminded me of like Stan's uncle from South Park. With, you know, they're coming right at us! Bang! Goodbye, Antelope.
Given, without going into too much detail, there is kind of a reason for thinking perhaps there might be a sequel to Circus Kane. Is that in the cards at any time?
You know, let's see how this one does. I mean, if it does well, of course. You know, we definitely leave it.
Well, as I said, without going into too many details, story-wise, there is a reason for thinking it. So, is there already a potential story that you're working on, thinking if it comes to fruition, this is the direction I'll take it in?
Oh yeah, no, we definitely have an idea for it. Again, we don't sit down and talk about it or really get into too much of it in case it doesn't do the way we want it to.
Yeah.
If it does really well, of course, you know, we left it open for that purpose.
Well, speaking as somebody that thoroughly enjoyed the film, I'm glad to know that you at least, if it happens, and let's hope it does, you know, you have an idea of what it is that you want to do with it. When's the release date for the film?
September 8th.
And is that just DVD, Blu-ray release, or is it just...
That's VOD, and then as we get more information, we'll put up more. But yeah, everything digital.
Out of curiosity, with an entire cast filled with crazy clowns, are there any kind of funny crazy clown scare stories off the set?
Oh yeah, no, we have crew members who were definitely afraid. Actually, Victoria Dottie, who commented earlier, has a thing about clowns, and certain scenes we just made sure we kept her off set.
Because they're one of the kind of the
who played the clown would sneak up on her.
Oh.
And, yeah, she wasn't the happiest at times. But no, if you're watching the thing too, Victoria Gotti also plays the bear that stands up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of my favorite scenes.
That's creepy as fuck, man.
Well, we get this teddy bear outfit, and she sees it, and she walks up to me. She goes, "I am the bear." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "I must be this bear." So
it's a really cool. It's a really cool bear outfit. It kind of reminds me of the bear from the Corn
video,
Freaking Unleash album cover. Isn't it Freaking Unleash?
No.
I
can't remember.
I can't remember either. Sorry.
Or a werebear.
Oh, yes, a werebear as well.
Werebear's
Okay.
great.
Bear was brown.
Yeah.
Werebears are red.
I said werebears are great. No, there was blue and there was red and there was a yellow and there was an orange.
But the one that stood up.
I said like. I didn't say it was one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well then.
We'll discuss your colour differential abilities later on. Differentiating abilities later on.
Next question.
Next question. Do you have any other cool projects in the line at the moment?
Well, we have Minutes to Midnight, which will be coming out here shortly. That one's with Bill Moseley.
Nice. We love Bill.
John Hennigan, Dominic Swain. There's a ton of people. For me to sit here and remember everybody, but Richard Grieco.
Nice.
A star-studded cast, one might say.
That's the best way to put it.
It's a good one. It's a good one, and I just actually directed my first Christmas film.
Oh dear.
So that'll be coming out here shortly.
Do you do a lot of horror?
I do. I did House Without a Home, which came out last year. I did Minutes to Midnight. This one. A lot more. Some action stuff. Mercenaries. Of course, I did the Mega Sharks. A couple of the Mega Sharks.
For people who don't know, Christopher is like a seasoned veteran with the Sci-Fi Channel.
I used to work a lot with the Asylum. And, did Two-Headed Shark, Three-Headed Shark. I did Mega Shark 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Shark Week or Shark Island or Shark Assault.
There was one of the
Mega
ones
Shark versus Octosaurus. Crocosaurus.
Crocosaurus. Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus. We watched a good few of them because I have an unfounded addiction to. I don't know what Sharknado spurred out in me, but Sharknado unleashed the beast in me, where I was just like, oh my god, I know it's not going to win an Oscar, but this is the most goddamn entertaining thing. And I went through an entire binge of what crazy fucking shark movie can I watch this week? There was Sharktopus. There was. Yeah. Did you do Sharktopus?
No, that was Corman.
Oh, okay.
That was a weird one.
There was Sharktopus. There was Mega Shark versus.
There was Sharktopus versus Whalewolf. I remember that.
Sharktopus versus Whalewolf. Oh, you still won't let me do an episode now that I'm meant to do a crazy shark episode.
I'm not going to lie. Generally speaking, when I hear crazy shark films, I think Sharknado. But to be fair, I said that Two-Headed Shark was actually, it wasn't in any way the fucking, how can I put this, cliche? No, it wasn't the clusterfuck that I consider Sharknado to be. That's the best way I can put it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
I'm never going to get being Sharknado if you keep talking like this.
You will, I won't. Because,
We're at the hip now, associated.
That's grand. It's grand. That's why the gods invented chainsaws.
How did you find actually working with Carmen Electra, who was in...
Oh, she was great. She was absolutely amazing. Carmen Electra and Brooke Hogan, both ladies were amazing.
Hulk Hogan's daughter's in it.
No wonder. And the...
Ooh, yeah.
The main guy, the professor in it, Sliders, that's what he was in.
TV show?
Yeah, back in the 90s.
This is his brother.
Wow. They're similar. That's a stupid statement, Johnny. Brothers tend to be similar. Fuck it anyway.
Yeah, there goes that notion.
If you want to donate money to my Patreon so I can go back to college.
What's going back to college going to do to...
It's going to learn me about brothers. I don't know. This heat's driving me mad.
Oh god, it's really warm inside here.
I know. It's on season to be warm for the start of September pretty much in Ireland.
It's like it decided to get like overcast and hot all at the same time. So
Sticky. That'd be the word I'd use. I know most
it's all sticky.
weather people wouldn't, but sticky. That'd be the word I'd use for it.
Anyway,
that was a conversation under.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sharknado.
What?
Or not Sharknado. Okay, so I suppose we would. What time are we at? It is time to cut to a advert from our sponsor at American Horrors, Hearty Fishers American Horrors, live streaming 7 days a week, uncut, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. Dick.
Lads, I'm so fucking bored.
Weird. I don't remember turning the TV on.
Welcome to the new American Horrors channel on Roku. Streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all night, all day, all horror. Hi, I'm Hearty Fisher. As owner and operator of the world's greatest uncut 24 hours a day, 7 days a week horror channel, American Horrors, it's my job to let you know that I'm choking to death on this smoke. Okay, we're still rolling, right?
Okay, and we're back. Hearty Fishers, where you go check us out in
a few hours' time.
An hour or two after this. 2:30 in the morning, our time, 8:30 Central Time.
Yeah.
So, you were saying that you have the premiere for the movie starting this Wednesday?
Yes, sir. This Wednesday, red carpet at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30, and then a Q&A right after. It'll be in Los Angeles area. There's an invite on our Facebook page. Also, if you want to come out, it's free. You just have to RSVP. The RSVP email is the bottom left corner of the postcard.
Regretfully, if we want to come out, it's about $3,500.
Yeah, we're not going to be making it.
Different side of the world. We'll be there in spirit, though.
Okay. Damn you, Edison, for taking away teleportation.
Do you have any cool promo stuff coming up for Circus Kane on the prelude to the launch? Prelude to launch?
Just same thing we're doing right now. We have some interviews coming up. I know Tim's done some stuff. Jonathan Lipnicki was just on KCAL 9 News the other day talking about it.
Cool.
That's really about it. And like I said, Wednesday.
That's good.
I think so. That's our big deal right there. So.
Okay, that's awesome. So I suppose we'll let Christopher head away and we'll say goodbye to everybody. I suppose we're going to be a little bit of a shorter interview this week because we did review. Chat.
Partial review, yeah.
Partial review because the movie's not out yet and we don't want to ruin it because this is actually going to blow your mind balls.
It's one of those rare occasions when we've managed to see stuff before everyone else, so it's great. For those that are, well, you haven't seen it yet because that's a screener. Circus Kane is out the 8th of September.
8th of September.
It's basically one long thrill ride is the only way I can describe it, whereby a bunch of people are roped into investigating a haunted... Well, are roped into seeing if they can endure the Circus Kane, this haunted house environment.
As a social media bonanza to launch what is supposed to be a Fright House style kind of escape room, as you mentioned.
Every room is a different trap, every room is a different pitfall, and most of the rooms end up with people being bloodied.
You got some zany characters, you got some crazy killer clowns.
Yeah.
You've got an awesome circus master
who just commands presence just from a fucking video screen.
What was that?
Because the whole way through you're just like, how...
That was the... Gives it a out of 10.
Well, we got lots of blood.
There's lots.
Actually, before we go,
a zombie. So that's always fun.
Nazi zombie.
Yeah, the Nazi zombie.
The Nazi geek, but it's what they're called. But Jonathan Lipnicki's kicking the guy's ass. So.
Yeah, that was well impressive.
We were actually
good
having
solid takedown, solid knee or elbow strikes. I liked how he weakened up the back of the neck before.
Yeah.
That was good.
From two men who we won't get into why, but we know what we're talking about. A very professional.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad you answered that because myself and Giz were actually debating, was he a Nazi zombie? Because I was like, he looks like a zombie, but zombies don't throw right hooks like that because the zombie was dropping bombs for a while.
So I'll throw this out there. Can you guys tell what the zombie is from?
Yes, Victoria, and a bear.
Ah, yes, the bear. But can you guys tell me what the homage the zombie was pulled from? What horror film?
Oh, Snow.
Dead Snow?
Dead Snow?
Or Outpost?
No. Outpost?
No.
The goggles on his head.
It was made in the 70s.
Balls.
And if you know any history about my family, it was the very first film my father ever worked on. He was a PA. He was a PA and a photographer on the film.
I'm going to have to...
Nazi zombies in the 70s.
Nazi zombies in the 70s. There was loads of zombie... Well, there was loads of evil Nazi movies in the 70s.
Well, give up?
Yeah, go on.
Shockwave.
Shockwave. I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
Look it up. Literally the poster is the zombie. Yeah, look it up online. It's called Shockwave.
2 secs.
It's 4 or 5 different zombies, and we didn't completely copy, but we definitely pulled an homage from that as a kind of a thank you to my father. So
cool. That's class, man.
Shockwave movie poster.
Johnny's just finding the poster right now, so I imagine that once he does, he'll probably splatter it on the screen.
That would be the... Oh,
yeah.
I see. I see. 2 seconds, audience. I shall put it up there.
So that you can see what we're going,
oh, yeah.
While he's sorting that up, there was... One has popped back into my head. There was a scene, and I just know my heart and soul.
I want to make sure I say this. We as a show, we put that creature or that thing in the movie.
Yeah.
So that Jonathan Lipnicki could beat the shit out of it.
Because he beat the bejesus out of... Like, it was...
That was solid, proper, like, fucking...
Put that kid in an octagon. Put that kid in an octagon.
Why, you notice the character's in the film for maybe just 2 minutes?
Yeah.
We just wanted something that we thought was some sort of an homage and something for Jonathan to have some fun and beat the crap out of him. It worked out.
And does Jonathan like do some professional sort of martial arts? Because he fucking beat the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, no, he's been training, I guess, for years.
You can tell because those elbows looked very, 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 very solid. Crisp. Yeah. Okay. Crisp. 2 seconds now. We have that poster. Shockwave poster. Shockwave. That's the wrong
There was
damn you technology.
There was a scene, and I'm just guessing. It's
there we go.
It's
Shockwave.
there's the poster.
There's the poster. So you can actually totally see the Nazi zombiness. Is that zombie holding a boat?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's part of
that zombie's holding a boat.
Yes, it's part of the poster, dude.
Okay.
It's
I know.
Everyone's tripping balls.
I was just merely clarifying you're over-analysing things. Peter Cushing was in it.
Really? Cool.
Brooke Adams, Fred Bush. Ooh, we're watching this.
Okay.
We're doing a review of this.
We're watching this now.
Once they were almost human beneath the living beyond the dead from the depths of Hell's Ocean Shockwave.
It's one of those homages, though, that, like I said, unless I told you, it would have probably taken some time for somebody to say something. So,
yeah.
See.
No, we'll definitely cover that. We could do a 70s... Well, we did a Grindhouse thing already, but I'll make more because God fucking damn it, I love Grindhouse. I do.
Sorry, like I said, just kind of popped into my head. There's a scene in the room with the hooks and the body parts, and I swear to the gods, you must have had people standing off set with just buckets of blood and just huh!
Oh, onto the poor Kate.
It's bloody. It's definitely bloody. So we basically time wise the beat with Cameron where he gets taken, and then we literally just took a bucket of blood and threw it at them for his death. Oh, and then the one I'm sure you're talking about towards the end there, we sat there with a pump, and Vinny and his other guy Alex sat there with this pump and just literally just started pumping blood, and it just
because a guy gets
she's just covered in it.
Yeah, a guy gets whipped away in some manner. You won't say anything else?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And there's a brief second where you're like, it's one of those horror movies. There's been a few twists already. He'll probably come back. Then the girl in front of him gets covered in about 3.5 liters of blood. You're like, I don't think he's going to make it out of the house. I feel I'm going to have to retract my statement because I feel he's going to die.
Yeah, he doesn't quite make it.
Once again, there's a thing going on that has you guessing is to the backstory of potentially one of the characters, and I'm not going to lie, man, he was I was pegging him, and then that happens, kind of like, oh, okay then, never mind.
I'm going to ask you a non-related movie question because it's very topical and everyone around the world is talking about it. Did you happen to watch the fight last night?
I did.
And how did you think it went?
I think that McGregor did better than everyone thought he was going to do. I was hoping, it was one of those things where I was hoping McGregor, but Mayweather as a boxer, coming into a sport like that for somebody who's done it for so many years.
Yeah.
I think McGregor showed that he wasn't in the wrong spot. He didn't embarrass himself.
No.
But also,
no, he didn't.
It was kind of funny that Mayweather took him 10 rounds to do what he's been doing for
as one of the commentators said last night, he was like, the fight happened, what happened, he still won't get into an octagon. do you know what I mean?
No.
I thought it was very good. I had a funny feeling. I thought the extra rounds were going to kind of catch him a little bit once he got out of the 25-minute mark, which is pretty much.
He did. As soon as he got out of it.
Yeah, as soon as he got out of it, and as an Irishman, I was obviously rooting for McGregor because I want to see McGregor win and everything like that. As a fight fan, I kind of thought Mayweather handled it kind of I thought he might.
I didn't watch the fight. I said it to you before it even went on. McGregor isn't a boxer. He's going to do something. I don't see him winning. Sorry, I'm probably one of the few Irishmen in the country that didn't.
I mentioned it because there's all this controversy now because they're saying that Conor was pulling punches.
Forget the boxer.
I didn't hear that, but
yeah, no, I saw it somewhere that McGregor was supposedly pulling punches, and I'm like, oh my god, no, he wasn't. He was in round 6. He couldn't punch any fucking harder. That's what happened. The man got tired, people. He might be superhuman, but he's not a fucking robot.
Okay, you can chill now.
I'm done. It's topical. We're allowed to discuss topical things.
I must be probably the only Irishman in the entire country that A, didn't watch the fight, and B, didn't really give two flying fucks.
You're the only person in the entire planet that didn't watch the fight or give two flying fucks.
I also called it.
Yeah, true. I'm not disputing that.
Well, no, everyone said that they thought that Mayweather would win, but would it take 10 rounds? That was the kick.
And he was good. He was good and solid for 10 rounds. Cool. Yeah, it was all good. Okay, so I think on that note, two guys put on a great fight last night. There's a great horror movie coming out in September. These are the messages we have learned from this week's Gorecast, brought to you by the letter G and C.
Actually,
Gorecast.
On a personal note, just because after watching Circus Kane, I'm really looking forward. When's Minutes to Midnight due to be out, or do you have any idea when that might be?
We'll make an announcement coming up soon. We're delivering now.
Still putting it together.
Hopefully. Well, like I said, we're delivering now, so we'll know here fairly soon. Probably the next couple of weeks, we'll know what I'm delivering. So.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing that one, and I hope everyone else is looking forward to seeing Circus Kane because you fucking should, because it's brilliant.
Yeah, make sure to hit us up when it's coming out because we'll definitely do it. Because if it's a quarter as good as Circus Kane, it's going to be highly entertaining. So, Christopher, on that, I think we're going to round off the show because we're pretty much on.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Again, check us out. Facebook, The Institutionalized. Twitter, same thing. For Twitter, myself at Tiki Terrors. My business partner at Gerald Webb. And like I said, you guys can make it Wednesday at 6:30.
We'll try.
And 7:30 p.m. for the show. Come on out.
We're working on a teleportation system as we speak.
No, we're not, because Edison trashed Tesla's lab.
You have to ruin everything for me.
No, Edison does.
Right, on that disappointing non-teleportation related note, from me, Johnny Deadly, and from the Gaze, and from Christopher, this has been Gorecast #39. Make sure to go over to American Horror's Roku and watch us at 2:30 half 8 Central, 2:30 p.m. GMT, or if you happen to be in Ireland where we don't have Roku because we're all mad over here, AmericanHorrors.com. Or also go check out more Gorecast stuff on the Emerald Gore Society.com, whose lovely Facebook page you are watching us on now. Long sentence. Gorecast out.